Hello folks, and thank you so much for watching Secrets of Business Success SBS series on EPV Media YouTube channel. We are on the 7 Principles of Success and Wealth Creation by Dr. Michael Ejekum Addo. Now, Dr. Michael Ejekum Addo is a very successful businessman in Ghana, and he's been telling us about the 7 principles of success and wealth creation that have made him the successful businessman he is today. He is on Fear God or Allah. But what are we to fear God or Allah for or about? Just hold on for a few seconds and we will have answers to that. In the meantime, I just want to let you know that you can have access to any of our previous video uploads or productions, the numerous productions that we've engaged in about wealth creation and about how to start and be your own boss by clicking on the end screens or the cards that pop up as you watch this video. It will take you to any of some of those productions and you can watch them. I also just want to remind you that please subscribe to this channel. Subscription is free. It won't cost you anything. Just click on the red subscription button below, click on the notification bell, select all, and that's it. You are done. You will get instant notification of all our subsequent video uploads. Thank you very much. And now let's watch how important it is to fear God in your success and wealth creation journey. Let's get the ball rolling. I can't wait. So, sir, what do you say to those who think that religion itself has been used to keep people in poverty? And I think there's some truth to this, that those who founded churches have a way of exploiting the people to make themselves rich, but keep the people down there. What do you say to that?
It all depends upon the way the people listen to the teachings of the Bible. You realize that of late, everyone is supposed to be able to read the Bible and let the Holy Spirit interpret it to you yourself. If you depend upon only one person to read the Bible and interpret it to you, that's when you could be exploited. But if you have faith that whatever you are reading, God himself will interpret it to you and explain to you and you understand it, then you will be on the right path. I will admonish every church member to be able to read the Bible daily. Pray that God would explain what you have read to you. Use it in your daily life. Love the customers that come to you because they are the king. They make you who you are. See them as your God, because blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. If you have pure heart, means that you love people, you see God daily in your life. That is Matthew chapter 5, verses 8. Fear of God does not mean that be so timid in the church that you become poor, that you cannot work well. I do not subscribe to that. The church rather gives us the confidence, because if you have Christ, you have everything. I understand why people should be poor, because they feel timid and they feel intimidated by the pastor. Well, word of advice to all our pastors and our reverend ministers: let us encourage our people so that they should see themselves as entrepreneurs, so that they can make the money to give the tithes and then to see themselves as God's incarnate. Each one of us is a God's child. Some people are not better men of God than the others. Let us share the philosophy together. Let us try to understand that the more we are able to make it in our wealthy life, the more the church will also grow. We should not use the church to suppress the church members. We should rather encourage them, help them, build them up. Even the churches should rather set up businesses for them. In this kind of century that we are in, the bigger norms, the bigger people, the bigger societies or communities should rather help the smaller ones to come up. And in total, we will all be better persons.
So, in your book, you propounded that one of the sure ways of creating wealth is to live a very frugal life, not spending unnecessarily. And we know that in religion, one of the main principles of religion is giving. Tithes, for instance, alms. How do you reconcile these two? How can I be frugal Yet be giving freely.
Interesting. I agree with you, and my principle is for a period. Live frugally for a period. Try to get your roots within a period. When you've gotten your roots and you've got your stem and the branches, leaves, and the fruits are coming, then you allow everybody or most people to also enjoy those fruits in that tree. Which means that the first 5 years, first 10 years of your business life, of your adulthood, trying to make it in life, I'm saying that say no to expenditure, to all the tentacles that will take away some of your money to build your roots. That one, I'm being firm on that one. It's only after that, when you have reached the fourth principle of investment, and that investment is yielding profit, that's where you are going to share that profit with others. That's when your giving will start to flourish. Again, with my own example, I started my business ETCs with nothing. I credited my furniture. I credited the goods that were brought into the shop. How could I have just been giving? If I gave, I was giving on behalf of my creditors, and they would rather get the blessing. So what I did was to rather pay them, because they were my God at that time. And blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. I needed people to credit me goods, and God has used them to credit me those goods. I have to make sure that I obey the responsibility that is paying them. So I was paying them. At that same time, my healthy mother now was asking me to roof her head for her. I told her, not now, because I owe other people. I have to pay them. It's only when I get my profit in the form of goods in my business, then I can use my profit to come and do it for you. For now, I am sorry. So I had to tell her like that. My children were going to Saito, meaning government schools. They were not going to preparatory schools. I had to add up my own efforts to teach them. That was when I had started my business. I tell you, if you don't do it that way, you rather offend God. Rather offend God, because who is God? It's all of us.
So, if I understand what you're saying, for the first 4 or 5 years, don't tithe.
That's not what I'm saying. You can tithe as small as you can. All right? The 10% that the church is asking, you can tithe. Personally, I get confused when they say that you tithe on your income or on your profit. If you are a civil servant, then you take away your expenses at the end of the month. Then the difference, 10% of that one to the church, or 10% of your income, your gross income, or your net take home. Sometimes I don't understand, but which we need to further ask the gurus in the church to tell us. Because for every person in the civil service, you have gross income and you have your net income, your take home. And then you have expenditure parting at the end of the month. Then you have some amount to save. Which of them do you put the 10% on to use to pay your tithe? I think I will leave it to the individual members of their various churches with their faith for that to work on. Muslims will give alms. I don't know how much they have to give and how many people per day that they have to give the alms. I will leave it to them to assess. The principle is that fear God and fear Allah, and to help you sustain your wealth. And that's all that I can say about you and your tithing.
Any other final thing you want to say about this principle?
In conclusion, my dear viewer, God is real. God is there. Let us worship Him with all the faith. How do we do that? Fear of God is another important principle. In summary, I guarantee you that by the fifth principle of don't forget your history, you would have made it. But fear of God is so crucial that to sustain your business, you got to know the principles of the Bible or the Quran or your faith. I will leave it with you with your faith, no matter which one you belong to. But it is important that you know that there is a power beyond who we are, which will guide us to follow the norms of the society, to follow the principles that our families have set for us, the community and the government, so to speak. I pray that you understand these principles so well from the Bible, from the Quran, to guide you in your search for wealth. Be with it so that your wealth will be legitimate, so that you don't need to fear. You will live in peace with all the happiness that you can enjoy with your family before the good Lord calls you. Thank you.
I, Nana Dr. Michael Ejikum Ado, encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, EPV Media YouTube channel now, in order to have constant access to this very revealing series from renowned entrepreneurs like me on secrets of business success. Please subscribe now.